Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Option Strikers. This video gives a complete weekend to one day game plan, explaining what triggered the crash, how it affects the Indian markets, what levels to watch out for. So let's quickly jump back to the charts. So before we talk about what are the important levels in the charts, I think let's quickly give a brief background on what happened on Friday. I think there was a 2 trillion wipeout on the US markets in a single day because of Trump's statements, especially on the tariffs levied on China. Just to emphasize again, if you're not watching this video, you might be making costly mistakes on Monday. Actually, the GIFT Nifty was down 200 points. Dow Jones, I think, almost went close to 900 points in a single day. NASDAQ was down, the S&P was down, the GIFT Nifty was down by 200 points. And also, Bitcoins were down of 10% in a single session. All the cryptos, most of them, I think they were trading in negative profit booking. And this is in again this is what China retaliated after the Trump tariff. They have sold 10% of their complete holdings in the Bitcoin. Just imagine if they sold 10 point, I think this is the volatility which occurred. What happens if they dump 50%, 60%, or even 100%? So these are very terrible times, especially if you're a trader, and great opportunity for investors who are looking to fish out some beautiful and meaningful stocks at lower levels. So, what were the direct impacts of this? I mean, especially in the Indian market, something if you're talking, the FIs, I think, who are treating the Indian market as the emerging market, I think they do basket selling and they might flee to China and then put the investments there. So, which will be a very big negative point for the Indian markets. And because of this, the portfolio balancing will happen and there will be supply chain disruption and the dollar will automatically be strengthened, and because of this I think there'll be a weakened rupee. Of course it might be helpful for the Indian IT markets, especially the IT companies, the IT giants like Infi, Wipro, HCL Tech, and some of the other global players who do business with the Indian IT companies. Let's get back to the levels we are looking at. So currently, if you see, I think there was a meaningful bounce from almost 24,600 levels towards 24,300. I mean, even at some point of time, we have made a intermediate high of 25,330. But however, we were unable to close above this trending sloping trend line, which was there, acting as a major resistance. And because of the gap down, which is going to happen on Monday, we'll have to see at what levels I think we will be opening. I'm sure I think we should be looking at 25,000 as a round number because that will be crucial support. And if that level is taken, yeah, so this is the crucial level there. And then if this level is taken, I think, of course, 25,700 is I mean out of contention now. 25,000 so is 25,500 and 400. So we will be looking at 25,000, which happens to be a strong support because of the OI data which is representing. And if this level is taken, I think that will make the bulls panic, and then they will have to close their call positions, and that might even push the market further down towards 24,850. But for now, I think 24,000 for 25,000 holds the key. And if you're seeing the open interest data as on Friday's close, I think 25,000 happens to be the maximum put OI. So which means that going below 25,000 will be very tough. Of course, this is well before the Trump tariffs has announced. I think because this data is, I mean, this data is tend to be changing on Monday. But for now, I think 25,000, even the charts, even with the FI data, even with options data, everything, 25,000 happens to be a key support. Total Nifty, I think there is a sloping trending line which can act as resistance for the coming week. And also because of the gap down, I think we might be at least opening about 25,000 levels. And even if you are opening below 25,000 levels, because 25,000 happens to be a round level, uh, the first 15 minutes, I think that there will be some proper buying which can come. So these two are the important levels. I'm sure I think we will be opening below 25,150 for sure. And if you are opening well below these levels, let's say at 24,800 levels, I'm expecting buying should come very quickly, and then it should break above 25,000 levels. But in any case, in either the case wherein 25,000 is broken on from the downside and even 24,800 is broken on the downside, then I think that will be a big problem for us. If you see this gap here, uh, the one between this one and this gap, I think that gap is going to be filled. So which means I think we will be coming and testing these levels at 24,630. So we should be open for all the possibilities, because there is already 200-point cap down which is expected on Monday. I think it's not advisable to go short on a Monday morning, because the risk reward is not that great, because already people who have shorted on a Friday expecting the down move, or maybe they are holding some shorts, I think they will definitely book out profits. So that's because the shorts will be closed. I think we can see quick spike at least towards 25,150 levels, and then we'll have to see how the price action will be at these levels. So ideally, if you're a trader, or if you're a scalper, do not enter the market at least the first half an hour, because that will be the volatility will be at its peak. So it's not advisable to enter at these levels. So let the market settle down. Let's take a 1 hour or 1.5 hour. So let's see what the price action comes out to be, and then based on the levels, I think we can take a trade. Of course, we'll post what are the key levels, and then what will be the ideal levels to enter a trade in our Telegram group chat. Just as a disclaimer, we are not a SEBI registered advisor. All these views are just for educational purpose. So if you are taking any trades by seeing this video, it's not a responsibility. So make sure that you are consulting a financial advisor. So let's watch some of the stocks which can. I'm sure, I think there are not many stocks which are there on the buy side, but I think lots of stocks will be there on selling side. And my favorite, Tata Motors. So if you see this chart, so it tried to close above this 200 DMA. I think there was a pin bar which happened, and then it couldn't sustain. So if I'm switching back to daily basis, I think there is a clear breakdown on this chart, and because of the global tensions, I'm sure I think we will be breaking these levels, 667 levels for sure. So this level can act as a little support, intermediate support at 635 levels. But if that is broken, I think we will be definitely looking towards 600 levels to be broken. So ideally, Tata Motors is short. If people who are already in a short trade, I think they can wait for till 600 levels to book their product. But it's not ideal or suggestible to enter the trades on a Monday morning. So the second short will be the FMCG stock Whirlpool. So Whirlpool is again similar. It is trading well below the 50 and 200-day moving averages. And if you see, I think there is a kind of a big rejection which happened. So there is, if you see, I think there was a huge gap coming at this area. I think that was already filled. So till the time we are not necessarily trading above these levels, I think this will act as a huge resistance for the stock. So ideally, we can. So this happens to be the intermediate support. I think if this level is broken, 935, I think we can test around 800 levels as. So Maruti has been in a very bullish trend, and I think this is over at a overbought level. So you see, I think there was a very big spike from these levels, and even if you see on my setup, so I think it should be on a shorting side. If I activate my setup, show yesterday. So I think it is close to these levels, 16,600 levels, which will be a great short. Of course, we, even though we want to be a position short, we will do hedging, because if you see the reason for short is because these are very extreme levels to be buying. So that's the reason it's ideally a best place to short with proper hedge. Let's see what Bank Nifty is interpreting. So if you see, Bank Nifty also has done very. It actually bounced from these levels of 54,000 levels to 56,000, and this happens to be a major support. If this level is broken on Monday, then I think the bulls will panic, and then the bears will kick in. I think we will be at least testing these moving average again, 55,000 levels. If not, I think we are going to test these levels for sure in the coming days. Again, all depends on how the market behaves, how the price action will be during the first hour of the trade. I think most hit stocks will be the mid caps. Let's also quickly see the mid cap index. If you see, mid cap has a decent bounce, and then it is not going anywhere. It has completely gone sideways, completely stuck in this box for almost close to 3 months now. So I'm assuming I think we might be testing these levels bottom. If I were you, I will just not trade anything on a Monday. Wait for the levels and then see the crucial levels and then take a trade. And okay, let's quickly see how gold is behaving. So I think gold should be at an all-time high. See this. Gold is at a lifetime high, and there is a rejection at these levels. Maybe on a Monday, I think we might break these levels. But sometimes I think in extreme conditions, I think the overbought levels, oversold levels will not be considered because of the extreme condition. That's the reason they are called as extreme. So that's all, folks. So we have for now on our market. I think I have recorded this video for almost after 3 months now. So because we are waiting for the right moment to again post this video. Because all these days I think Nifty was completely sideways. It's neither broken 26,000 nor broken 24,000. It was all completely in a range bound market. So we thought maybe this is the right time to again come up with a video. If you see, we have not broken anywhere. We went up here and then we came down again, went up, and then will be coming down again. So I thought maybe a video during these extreme conditions will definitely help my subscribers to decide what needs to be done. I hope you have liked this video. If you have liked this video, please feel free to comment. Thank you.